Oh, hello there, hi, and welcome to a little studio tour here. My name is Bo, and I'm building up kind of a professional synthesizer-focused music studio. It's not done yet, but I really wanted to share the progress with all of you, so welcome in. It's a synth studio, it's a music studio, it's also a YouTube studio, and I thought that in today's video, I'll take you through the different portions of the studio, explain why I have them set up in the way I have, and yeah, hopefully you will enjoy that. But first, a little recap. In the middle of a pandemic of all things, I realized that I just couldn't work from home anymore. It was just getting really difficult getting the work done. Thankfully, I quickly found a space that fit my needs, but I'm gonna be real with you, there's a ton of work to be done here. Let's start here with the classic, the chair that everybody asks about all the time. This is a really well-used gaming chair, and it's actually held up really well, except for the finish here. I might get rid of it though, but it's just a classic. And what we're looking at here is the first studio table that I bought. So this studio table, I've had it in my home studio for a long time. And this table here is made by Saur, actually. Everybody always asks about it when they see it. It's a nice table. There are a few downsides. Sometimes it can be hard to actually fit a lot of rack things here because it's hard to reach the mounting points here because of this board here. But otherwise, really nice. Got some extra pairs of speakers up here because this is like my guest table at the moment. So this is not the main table. This is just for guests and for temporary setups for my video work here on YouTube. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Today, the cameraman, Kim, is sitting here. This is his M1 MacBook Air, which is I was really surprised. I was really surprised about the performance of it. So let's move over and over in this area here. This area is the lounge. So this is where I can hang out, drink some coffee. I have some power mounted here back on the walls, so I can actually put up a synth here and play with it if I want to. All the lights here in the room are actually Philips Hue, so I can change the color and yeah, turn them off and all that good stuff. Got these lovely pillows that I'm sure that some of you will be asking about. I featured them in my Synth Gifts video this year. They are from Crazy Pillows, and the Crazy Oil Arts made the art on the walls as well. Really, really cool art, really cool pillows. So I definitely want to give them a big shout out, not paid or sponsored to say anything good about them. I just think that they're really cool. So kind of a nice space just to hang out and have a cup of coffee. Oh, you want to know more about the sofas? Well, these are really old, like, I don't know, 15, 20-year-old IKEA sofas called Klippan, the Rock. These are like really old, had them at home. And speaking about stuff that I brought with me from home, this is a custom table that has, yeah, it has seen better days. It's kind of nicked all over the place. Made by a friend of mine, and this here is a used armchair. So used stuff is a really good way to save some money. So yeah, let's move on and look at some of the cooler stuff that you came here to see. So we've got some shelves with yeah, random assortment of stuff, some stuff that I still want to make a video about, and yeah, we've got the Korg here, and yeah, some good stuff, batteries and chargers and whatnot. Shelves, can you guess? also bought used. And here's one of the synth stands. Nothing is hooked up at the moment in this synth stand, but this one has been with me for a very, very long time. I picked it up around 2002 or 3 or something. It was, you know, I think it was used back then as well. I've always said that someday I will use it again. It hasn't really had a good place in my home studio, but now that I have a larger space, it's really nice to have. So in this synth stand, I have the Cobalt 8 from Model Electronics, and we have the OP6 here from Korg. They're just here for now. Might put them somewhere else. Haven't figured it out really. And over here is the big synth stand that I'm actually gonna do a proper video on. So this synth stand here is from Jaspers. I'll put a link down in the description because I really think that they're good synth stands. Very modular. I'm still figuring out where I want stuff, but basically I'm gonna have some of my favorite synths here. We got the Summit, the Minilogue, the Machina Mark III, the Matriarch from Moog, which is one of my absolute favorites as well. So I'm gonna put some of my favorite synths here, and then those synths are hooked up. We can go down here, and here we have this little patch bay here. This little patch bay here is actually hooked up to this rack here, which I've had for, you guessed it, a really long time. I think I bought it, yeah, sometime around the year 2000. I kept it around, and now finally it has a good place here. So this patch bay connects the synths here to the mixer. The Personas 32 SC mixer, you've probably seen a video on it before, motorized faders and whatnot. So this is what I use to record most of my synths into my computer. And speaking of my computer, let's take a little step back here. So here's the main desk. Here's the Native Instruments complete, I think it's called S88 Mark II keyboard. I just have it here propped up on this IKEA table. We got a little timer. This is basically for when I work with videos and stuff, and if I sit down for too long, that's not good. So I have a little timer that I use. Got a mic boom arm here with a Rode microphone here, a Procaster. I use this for most of my voiceover work and live streams and whatnot. An iMac, I think it's from late 2017 or early 2018, I can't remember, like max spec'd out i7 processor. It's still running really well, haven't had any issues with it. It's one of my biggest purchases for my studio, and I have not looked back and regretted that purchase one single day. I'm super happy with it. And if we move over here, we still a Stream Deck, and the Stream Deck here is something that everybody asks about. I don't use it for anything fun. I don't use it for my music applications. I just use it to launch my emails, different folders and different programs. It's just because I'm a bit lazy. So that's pretty much it. So this setup here is mainly for using my DAW. I use Ableton Live, I use Machina DAW, and I use Cubase the most. I've dabbled with Bitwig and other DAWs, but I'm very comfortable using Machina. Has a very nice integration with the Native Instruments hardware controllers, which I personally really like for creating tracks. These are the new SC3070 that I bought just a couple of weeks ago, and I've been actually really happy about the audio quality. And let me know if you want like a review of them or comparison with the Adams that I've had for a while. So previously I used the Adam A5X and a subwoofer, which is under the table. I used that as my main setup. Now I'm using the SC3070 as my main speakers. So I've gotten a lot of questions about these speakers on social media. Of course, I've been posting a few pictures. They're very nice. They're quite pricey. I think they're worth the money for sure. If I can say something about the sound, it's just that because they're three-way monitors, the mids and highs are very clear. They do also have DSP settings that you can access here, which are really nice as well. So you can tweak the sound on them, and yeah, definitely good speakers. So here I sit and I make music, for example. Let me see here, I pulled up a project here. like I said at the start of the video, I'm not entirely sure that this is the finished setup, but my idea here is to have a master keyboard here, and then if we move over here, you can see that I have the machine here set up. So basically I can sit here, I can jam out a track, I can use my hardware synths, and yeah, just have a nice kind of hardware software integration. So it's not a DAW-less setup, because I'm trying to be a little bit more productive, get more tracks out there, and I find that a combination of hardware and software is often what gets the job done. Now, let's move over to, I guess, this rack over here, or stand over here, not a rack. This is where I have a couple of my synthesizers. This is a pretty crappy synth stand, at least compared to the Jaspers, which I think is like, it sets a really high bar. I bought it a couple of years ago. It works, but it's really annoying. And yeah, let me just show you here. So if you put like a synth here, it's like, you know, it's sort of like, it sort of comes off. I don't feel too good about putting anything heavy up here, even though it should work. Then over here is my Matrix and Polybrute setup. Of course, a very big Arturia fan. This one I bought pretty early in my YouTube career, and Arturia sent over the Polybrute for me a couple of months back, and it's just been one of the most lovely synthesizers that I've ever used. I have a review, or not really a review, more like a first look at it, and a sound demo on the channel as well, so you can go and watch that if you want to. And speaking of the videos, over here is where I'm recording all of my videos. So this is the setup. It's grown a lot over the years. Now it's actually a kitchen table. You guessed it right, it's a used one. I brought it from home, and yeah, I'm using this now for recording my videos. Here's for the top-down shot, so I can mount a camera here. Got a microphone. Over here I have a little Atmos Ninja recorder that I can use as well. Basically, when I want to record a video, I just put whatever I want here on the table. I can just put an SD card in my little Zoom recorder and yeah, hit record on the cameras, sync everything up in post, and it's pretty much good to go. And basically all the audio goes through the mixer here and the little mic preamp. So it's all set up, ready to go, very easy to use. Now, what about my Eurorack? Well, it's not really set up properly, but this is it. This is going to be my Eurorack table. I have 3 rack brutes, the Nifty case, some Moogs as well, the Mother 32, the Subharmonicon. I'm actually going to exchange the rack brutes for something a little larger. Yeah, stay tuned for that. It's gonna be epic. I have something large, something custom coming. I commissioned a guy to build it for me, and it should be coming in a couple of weeks maybe, or 1-2 months. I'm not too sure, but it's gonna replace the rack brutes. It's gonna be big, it's gonna be epic. And here I got a little Keystep Pro, which I think I will be using with the Eurorack. And speaking of rack, here is my synth rack. I don't have that many synths that are rack mountable, but here I have the Hydra synth and the Argon 8 module, which I just put in the rack today. And here is all my Eurorack cables. This is a cable hanger that a lot of people are asking about. It's the Hex. I think it's from Eurodesk Zed, I think the company name is. Anyway, Jesse, who makes it, is a good friend, and I think it's a brilliant solution. This is actually whoa. This is funny. This was not planned at all. It's not made of plastic, it's steel. It's really well built. And then you put it on a mic boom like this, and it just solves a ton of problems, and I can definitely recommend it. So I'll try and put a link to Jesse's site as well down in the description. And if you've seen my previous episodes building the studio, you know that I actually spent quite a lot of money on the acoustic treatment of the studio, which you can see all around me here, and it's actually been working out really well. I still have measurements to do. I'm still not 100% about the positioning of everything, but just having it up here makes a huge difference. Early measurements are looking really, really good, and it's a totally different feeling from sitting at home in my small square bedroom. It's night and day. It's a huge difference. And these panels are from Bluetone Acoustics. It's a Polish company that I worked with. They helped me plan out the room and what I needed, and I can definitely recommend them. Not sponsored or paid to say any of this. I just think that they provide a good service and they're actually quite affordable. So you should definitely check them out if you want to. And basically what I have here on the walls are absorbers. I have some hybrid diffusers and absorbers, and the big wooden ones are diffusers. So this has really been a dream coming through. So this here has really been a dream coming true. Having a more proper studio space, it's good fun. It's not just good fun, it's amazing. It's really a lot thanks to all of you here watching the channel, supporting. I really felt that during 2020, I really felt I need to get out of the house, ironically, with everything that's been going on, but I really felt like I need to get out of the house. I need somewhere else, I need more space. I was starting to feel really cramped, and so I rented this space, and it's not been the easiest process, but it's definitely been worth it in the long run. Definitely many days with a lot of anxiety and a lot of problems that needed solving. And I talk about some of this in my previous videos, but yeah, if you've been here for a while, you've seen my process from my home studio to this space, to getting it set up, getting it treated, hooking stuff up. And it's been a process with ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's been well worth it. So thank you so much, everybody, for the continued support. And if you like videos like this, and if you like my synth videos and reviews, you can always support them over at patreon.com/BoBeats. So thank you so much. Don't forget to have a little sip of the coffee, and I'll talk to you in another video.